Hello ladies and gentlemen, MDfashionco Collectibles here, and today I have a video on the new updates for Aliens Fireteam Elite that just dropped. I'm downloading them right now, but let's go through the patch notes. But first, roll the intro. This is interesting. There's a lot of updates. You boys better check this out. There's a lot of cool updates. Check it out.
He had a dream to play Aliens Fireteam. He collects themes. He's got high self-esteem. He's credible. He's unforgettable. He's commendable. He's MDfashionco Collectibles. Okay?
So this is an interesting one. It'll be interesting to see this. The DT-57 Medved. So these three shotguns now used fixed spread patterns instead of a rotating spread pattern. This shouldn't affect the accuracy, so I don't see these changing in power level as a result of this. However, this one's pretty cool about damage dealt by explosions now properly falls off based on each target's distance from the explosion. This actually could be a nerf to the gunner because the nade now is probably not as good, because the nade, I noticed, does a fixed amount of damage to everything, but this is the biggest one. Fixed an issue where the extended flash hider and overloaded rounds attachments dealt friendly damage. They always dealt friendly damage, but now they're not going to. That is going to make these kinds of attachments, extended flash hider, so much better, in my opinion. An extra 5% damage, right? On the smart gun, it's going to be a no-brainer. Of course you're going to use that, but maybe even on the shotgun it would be better. 5% damage extra on the extended flash hider seems pretty good to me. Also, they fixed this issue, which is cool, and this potentially make a better gun? Auto shotgun better? I'm not sure, but this is the issue where many automatic guns, they don't shoot as fast, they're not as responsive if you shoot them semi-auto, right? And they've tightened that up, which is great, and I'm glad they did that. Even they did it with the Kramer, so now the Kramer is way better. Even the plasma rifle is better. But I'm glad they did this. This is just a quality of life thing. But will it change the meta of Aliens Fireteam Elite? The fact that these automatic weapons are now more responsive when shooting semi-auto? Well, we're just going to have to wait and see. Personally, I don't think so, but it'll definitely make these guns better. Like the auto shotgun, it makes me want to use it a lot more. Just moving down, we see quite a few other changes, but nothing that's really that big. They optimized the point defense map, which is great. So they fixed minor visual issues on the terrain in the point defense map. So that's probably the freaking rocks going crazy. Yeah, so we're going to get into the game and we're going to talk about how these affect, and we're going to try out the new extended flash hider and see what's going on here, boys, with all this. But other than this just seems like a good update, which is quality of life. Nothing really game breaking in this, as opposed, except maybe the extended flash hider not dealing friendly damage. That's probably the biggest one when it comes to competitive Aliens Fireteam Elite and pro play. But yeah, let's get in the game and we'll check it out. So, ladies and gentlemen, now in the game, let's try out these things. So, ooh, I got this sight. That's cool. Okay, so this tubular magazine has trigger a small thermal explosion on weak point hit, right? And it says 5% hit damage within a 2 point. Okay, that's pretty cool. But does it do the thermal? Is that 5% extra damage? Because if so, that's good. Now I know Mayo uses this, but I think reload speed and max ammo is still better actually. So let's go to something where it actually makes a difference. So we'll go to the smart gun, and now we're using the extended flash hider. Same thing, only now it's not going to do friendly fire damage, so it's obviously better. Okay, now, oh wow, this is way more responsive. Let's try it with the Kramer. This could potentially make the Kramer even better. Wow, I think this might make a huge difference. Well, maybe not a huge difference because the shotgun isn't affected, but damn, the Kramer now is so much more responsive. This is cool. All right, let me check take a look at something else, because they said the pulse rifle was different too. Yeah, the pulse rifle is different, but it wasn't a huge issue with that. I never had a huge issue with the pulse rifle. Let's try the time. So this I had a huge issue with because it fired really fast when you held it down, but when you wanted to fire it semi-auto, didn't work. So let's try. Oh, that's so much more responsive. Okay, that's so much more responsive. That shotgun actually got a buff. That's a huge buff for that shotgun. Yeah, that's a buff too. But this actually got a huge buff. Wow. Is it better than the pump shotty? Well, I guess the numbers will have to tell, but I just don't think it is because it's 2 shots as opposed to 1 shot with the pump shotty. Now let's take a look at the medved because they said that so as I thought, the accuracy has not changed. But there seems to be there's no rotating pattern now, right? So the pattern remains the same no matter where you shoot it. Okay, that makes sense. I don't think that's a big difference on the medved here. I still think the medved is the second best shotgun in the game. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, let's go to point defense. All right, so this stuff is loading in, I believe.
Esther says these engineer things keep landquakes from damaging the ruins.
I mean, it looks pretty good, but it always looks pretty good.
Get them back online.
This point defense.
While LV-895 crosses perigee. That area's too unstable. We're
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty much the same.
We can get you resupplied by air.
Point defense looks pretty much the same. Nothing to report here. Unless around B, there's less plants, maybe. Yeah, maybe less plants. Maybe smaller plants around here. Yeah, I think smaller plants in point defense here, smaller plants, which is good for competitive play. It's going to make people easier to get this skin that you see here on the pulse rifle, and I think that's everything to report. Everything of note to report on this update. I'm gonna see your boys later. Join the Steam group and Discord group below. I'll see your boys later. Goodbye.
Oh, y'all turn up right now.
If you join the Patreon for $2.50 a month, you get a shout out on the videos and get to go to the Discord channel with the pros. Boys can't comment in or can't chat in unless they part of the Patreon thing. So look down below for the link and tell me what you think, boy.